Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Tobie Donovan about the show Heartstopper, which has been taking the world by storm, streaming worldwide now on Netflix. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I mean, the last couple of months has been pretty crazy, and I think the craziest part about it is how quick it happened. So did you kind of have that in mind a little bit because it's the Netflix worldwide factor? Like, it all happened pretty quick, Tobie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, we've all seen it happen with Netflix shows before where they overnight become these massive success stories. But I certainly never thought that would happen to Heartstopper. You know, our shows, I felt like before it came out that our show was quite niche. You know, it serves our queer community really well, and I thought that our queer community would love it, but I never imagined it sort of branching out outside of that and becoming this massive hit. But yeah, I'm so grateful it has. It's amazing.
Is the relatability something that you think is really hitting stride? I mean, it's been out for a while now, so I feel like you and the cast can ask these questions because you kind of see everything and all the fan reactions and everything. A lot of people see the relatability online to the show and a lot of the characters. Is that one thing that kind of stands out, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think most of the stories told in our show are stories that queer people particularly can find in their own lives. You know, we've all been a Charlie, we've all been a Nick, and a lot of the time I think we've all been a Ben as well. You know, there's like, we can see ourselves in all of the different characters, which I think is why it's done so well, because yeah, people see themselves in it, which is amazing.
It's so crazy. For you specifically, was it open casting call or did you audition for the role you got? What was that like for your experience signing on to work on Heartstopper?
Yeah. So I saw the open casting call and then I said, I sent them an email. I was like, I would love to be in this. And they were like, audition for Isaac. I think they saw quite a few people for Isaac because obviously it's a new character, so they didn't really know what they were looking for. And so the breakdown that they sent me was fairly vague. It was kind of like, yeah, bookworm, friends with Charlie Tower now, and that was about it. And I was like, okay, but sort of, yeah, put my own spin on it, and luckily they liked it. So the rest is history.
Did you know like the character was kind of be like like the friend of the main character? Like, what did you like? I feel like I find it interesting because sometimes you know a lot about what you sign up for the role, and sometimes you really don't. Did you know enough when you kind of got the land of the role?
Yeah, I mean, like, especially with auditioning for stuff now after Heartstopper, you can really see some things give you a lot of info, which is great, and some things are very secretive. But yeah, with this, they gave me a little breakdown, which was really cool, and then the script itself. The scene that they sent me for my audition, like, was sort of a monologue and told me everything that I needed to know that I couldn't figure out from the breakdown. Yeah, so everything that I couldn't work out from the breakdown was in the script, and I could kind of take clues from my little monologue and piece together who I thought this person was.
No, absolutely. You're the fourth cast member that we've talked to from Heartstopper on the show. We've talked to Rhea, we've talked to Jenny, we talked to Cormac. You're the first person I'm asking this question because I haven't asked these questions before. Pranks on set? Any goofiness? Is there anything you could tell me involving like the fight scene, all of the school fight scenes? You know, there's got to be some crazy things that happen. Anything you can share with me that happened, like pranks, goofy things, any laughing, anything you can share on top of your head?
Yeah, not too many pranks, to be honest. I think we were all a bit too nice. But there was lots of goofy games, lots of just messing about all the time, really. You know, all of us, particularly people whose first job it was, kind of felt like kids in a candy shop, and like, so it just the whole thing felt like a bit of a playground. It didn't really feel like we were working. So we all, would just run about being stupid all the time, but it was great fun. I had the best time ever.
No, it's so amazing. The announcement that, you know, Heartstopper is returning for season 2, I feel it was one of those announcements where I feel like people had an idea, but then it kind of, when it was like official, I feel like people were not shocked, but just kind of happy how quick the announcement was. What was your reaction when you found out that the show was coming back for a second season?
I was just so excited.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think all of us really hoped that it was going to happen, and we all felt like we'd made something special. But yeah, to get that reassurance from Netflix, like people want more of this story, and we want to give the people what they want, was like, yeah, it's the most amazing news ever.
The show is based on the graphic novels that got a lot of popularity all over the globe. Do you think it's a unique situation though for your cast specifically, because some of you are based on characters from the graphic novels and some of you aren't in the graphic novels as well? Because that's one thing, to be honest with you, that kind of stands out, which I find very interesting about the show, where it's kind of a hybrid where there's some new characters and they then focus on ones that people know from the books. What do you think about that aspect of things?
Yeah, you know, I think it's really cool. Me and Rhea Norwood, who plays Imogen, both play new characters in the show.
Exactly.
And we've like really bonded over that, and we, you know, felt like we could hold each other's hands when it was a bit scary, feeling a bit out of our depth. But you know, I think when you take things from the page to the screen, there's often has to be a bit more dramatization, and you get more time with the characters. So adding new characters, I think, was a really clever way of like expanding the world. And also it means that in these future seasons we've got more stories to tell and more things to pull off of with mine and Rhea's characters. So yeah, very excited.
No, it's so exciting as well. Is it a little bit intimidating though to show up as a new character to like an already established world a little bit? Like, is there a little bit of like an overwhelming component of that a bit too, Tobie?
Massively. Yeah, I was really nervous at the beginning, because I didn't even know who Isaac was yet, and like I knew for a fact that none of the fans knew. Everyone was like quite confused on social media, particularly when like my character is replacing Aled from the comics, so people already have a sort of bond with Aled, and then when Isaac comes in and supposedly messes that up, I can really understand people feeling a bit sad about that. So yeah, I was really nervous, and even on the first day, like I walked in and met all the cast, and I like before I even knew their names, I could match them to the comics because Daniel Edwards cast it so perfectly. So I felt a bit out of place to start with, but then the more I kind of got in Isaac's headspace, and the more I figured out who this person was, I now kind of can't picture Heartstopper without him. You know, he feels so ingrained in the story and in the friendships. Like I can't imagine Charlie, Tao, and Elle just being a friendship group on their own. It feels like Isaac has to be there just with his book, minding his own business.
Absolutely. No, I feel like, yeah, that whole component of just kind of being there, if like kind of like a I'm here if you need me kind of role was, I think, do you think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people kind of really enjoyed Isaac? Like because of that was a really, why do you think the character took off the way it did, in your opinion? Because people love Isaac on social media.
Oh yeah, well thank you. I mean, I think people who are introverted relate to Isaac a lot. You know, I think oftentimes in films and TV, the principal cast are really bubbly, and it's all these massive personalities and massive characters, but then actually having someone that's quite sort of in his shell still and minding his own business, and then occasionally giving like a snarky look or a cheeky comment, you know, people see themselves in that. The friends in the group that you really miss when they're not there, but then sometimes when they are there, sort of fade into the background. I think a lot of people have been that friend. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. I told you before we started, I wanted to focus on this component of the interview as well. I think it's really cool that you also have a vlog, which is really awesome.
I do.
And I feel like the vlog has taken off a little bit since our summer. Just a little bit, right? What is so appealing, in your opinion, for vlogging and kind of doing a lot of these things on YouTube and everything? What do you like the most about it specifically?
I just really wanted to document the process. You know, I felt so sort of out of my depths when it first started, and I wanted to kind of have footage of the whole like thing, start to finish. So my vlog picks up from me like telling my friends and family I got the part. It starts at the very, very, very beginning, and we go all the way through to like my final day on set. Yeah. And it's like having that journey now kind of immortalized on the internet forever is really special for me. Like being able to go back and watch that when I'm 65 and I've been working for years, and I'm like, what was it like right at the beginning? Being able to go and actually hear my own thoughts and my own like feelings in that moment of being on set for the first time. I think it's a really special thing to have. So like selfishly, that's why I love it. And I think people connect with it because they can see all of their favorite characters on screen in a real light, you know, see us as real people.
Yeah. People are really loving the vlog. Like, is it crazy? When did it officially like hit you? And you can kind of maybe relate. Like, when did it start? Like really kind of like snowballing for your vlog and the social medias? Was it like a week after the show was out, basically?
Yeah, well, I remember like while we were shooting it, me and the cast had been teasing that I'd been vlogging it all. And then when I was ready to post it, you know, I've been working with Netflix on it quite closely. So they've been helping me kind of preparing me for the fact that this is going to be seen by the world, because I just filmed it for me. And so like, yeah, when it was out there with the world, I don't think there was a specific moment where I was like, okay, this has worked. But it was just like seeing people's reactions to it and seeing how much people love the behind the scenes aspect and the how we made our show. You know, people enjoy the show for what it is, which is great. But then seeing the how it happened and the why and the, you know, all the details of how we brought it to the screen is really exciting. I always love watching stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, I get
it. I get the appeal.
One of the reasons why I kind of started Popternative as like the podcast in 2015. I mean, since then we've kind of become more than just kind of like a podcast, a talk show. We are like a media brand, media outlet, Popternative.com and everything. But I wanted to have those conversations where you couldn't have anywhere else. I wanted to have those kind of behind the scenes. I think people are obsessed with art, but people are also obsessed with finding out how the art was made. Like, I really do think that's like a commonality with a lot of my interviews. Like, people are interested in like, how was it? Like, how did that happen? Like, people, there's an appetite for that, Tobie.
Yeah, you're so right. That is so true. And I think, you know, with my vlogs, I wanted it to feel really personal and to feel like you're coming on the journey with me.
Yep.
And I hope that's come across. Like, all of the crazy things, the rain machines and the stunt doubles and like whatever's going on the day on set, you see it all through my kind of bright-eyed lens, which is what I think makes it a success, because people see the human behind it all. Do you know what I mean? People see my excitement and see, I don't know.
No, absolutely. One of my favorite things about the show is the soundtrack for Heartstopper is unbelievable. I'm a big music guy. The fight between Harry and Cormac, like Cormac's character and William's character, that fight. There's a song called "Smoky Eyes" by Becca Lincoln that I actually like watched the fight like in the episode and like was like, I need to know what song this is, and like it's been on my playlist. What do you think about that kind of component of that people are starting to like, you know, dress a certain way because of Heartstopper, like based on a character, or like listening to certain songs? Like, what do you think about that kind of reception that's going on with the show? It's pretty awesome.
It's amazing. You know, I think when people enjoy the art and, like you say, and enjoy the show, but then when you sort of bring that into your everyday life and into your being off of the screen, you know, it's such a cool thing. It's such a lovely way of showing your appreciation for something. And like you say with the music, I even find myself doing it. You know, I'll be sat in the car looking out the window, feeling like I'm in a movie, listening to Baby Queen, like living the full fantasy. We've all done it.
I think we don't realize that
great music.
We find our favorite songs through music and TV. Like if you think about, I think you look at Netflix, Stranger Things, right? Look at all those.
I mean, yeah,
it's crazy.
Giving Kate Bush like a whole new career now with Gen Z. It's amazing though. It's such a cool thing that but I'm gonna be pretty have that effect.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You know, like we're Netflix, or we're like Netflix Media Press, and we get on like their screeners sometimes. So we saw some of those episodes before it was out, and I was starting to listen to Running Up the Hill by Kate Bush before it was, and I was like, you know, I was looking at her Spotify numbers, and I'm like, this is gonna like, whoop. Like as soon as it's out,
It's crazy.
No, it's
absolutely crazy.
It's so crazy. But again, though, I made an argument on a radio spot I did, a bold claim, like a bold statement about how I think Stranger Things like might be like one of the greatest shows of all time, because I honestly think that. And
yeah.
I mean, how many shows can do what they did though with Kate Bush, right? Like this song was released like over 40 years ago. I'm just saying, right? It's crazy.
No, you're right. Yeah. It's Stranger Things has been such a crazy success. And it's so cool to see, you know. It's such an honor to be a part of the Netflix family that are making this incredible caliber of TV, like Stranger Things, Sex Education, like so many just massive shows. To be even on the same platform as them is such an honor.
It's so amazing. Thank you so much for coming on Popternative. It was so great chatting with you, man.
Of course, I had such a nice time. Thank you.
Yeah, so Heartstopper available on worldwide on Netflix now, season 1. There's a strong chance if they're watching this interview, they have watched season 1 already. But you know what they can do, right? They can watch it again, right? It doesn't hurt.
Definitely, absolutely. And go and watch my vlogs on my YouTube channel.
That was the best plug ever. Yeah, absolutely. I watched my vlog. So good. Can you plug where people can follow you on Instagram and social media as well?
Yeah, it's all just Tobie Donovan, just my name.
That was the greatest thing ever. Yeah, absolutely. And go check out my vlog.
You got to do it. It's got to be done.
That was so good. You beat me. I was going to say on the vlog. I swear I was. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative. Previous episodes. Heartstopper streaming now worldwide on Netflix. Tobie's vlog is available to check out as well. Until next time, this is Tobie Donovan and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.